Hi students, this is Shivakrishna from Civil Department, Anurag Engineering College. Uh, I am taking the subject of disaster preparedness and planning management. In this, coming to first unit, that is introduction to disaster and what type of disasters may be involved in that particular disasters and what type of terminology involved in that particular disaster point of view like hazards, vulnerability and resilience, capacity and this type of most frequent vocabulary words it should be involved in that particular scenario. In this disaster, what are the types of disasters it should be occurred and what of the impact it should be involved on that particular disaster and what type of taking the measurement of precautions on that particular mitigations. These all are involved in that particular introduction part. Here first of all you know the what is the meaning of disaster. Disaster it is a sudden event for collapsing the all the resources and all the structures and economical point of view, and it is very dangerous to survive on that particular location in that particular time period. It is a geological process. Why? Because it is all are related to soil mechanics only. This type of process in it is an event. It is concentrated time and space in which a society or subdivision of a society under serve danger, and it causes the loss of its member and physical property. And this type of disasters mainly occurs. Two types of disasters may be involved, that is one is the natural disasters and one is the man-made disasters. First of all, coming to natural disasters. In these natural disasters, the disasters may be occurred by naturally without any man-made or manual efforts. But coming to man-made disasters, here the total involvement should be manually and it should be involved man-induced works only. Based upon this type of disasters, coming to natural, some of the examples I have to given in that slide, that is the one of the floods, earthquakes, tsunamis, landslides, droughts, cyclones, heat waves, cold waves, thunderstorms. These all are without involving any man activity, human activity. These all are without any without any effects. This type of natural disasters may be formed regularly. And after coming to man-made, this is completely man involved in that particular scenario. This type of common disasters may be occurred frequently, that is hazardous materials like nuclear blast and chemical threats like fertilizer plants and chemical plants like oil refineries and cyber attacks, social attacks and terrorist attacks. This type of all disasters may be involved in the man-made types. And coming to, first of all, we are taking the some of the example of that natural natural disasters, that is the floods. What is the meaning of floods? Where the magnitude of that water flow exceeds the carrying capacity of channel within the banks, the excess of water flows on the surrounding causes of floods. These causes of floods. This type of floods may be involved means heavy rains, heavy rainfalls and cyclones, and this type of sudden snow melt. This type of disasters may be occurred very recently. See here in this figure, the water level on that particular scenario, it is maintain very high water level. This is called flood level. This type of flood level water, it should be coming into that particular scenario or particular that urban state or village. The total houses may be sinked in that water and total destroyed by the environmental issues, like all living and non-living organisms should be destroyed due to this type of floods. And the impact on these floods is very high. The recovery rate of that this type of disasters is also very dangerous, and it should be economical point of view. This type of hazards, it should be how to provide on that particular scenario very high. We have to maintain the high frequency. In here, the management, flood management should be involved in that particular scenario. This encroachment for floodways should be banned. This type of flood should be what is the based upon the feedback, which area and what type of floods may be occurred on that particular location. This type of building walls prevent splitting out in the flood water over the floodplains. And after that, diverting the excess water through channels or canals to area like lakes, rivers, and constructing the dams and some of the ponds. This type of all artificial have to maintain the proper water level on that particular scenario. And after that, optimal and microwave data from the Indian Resource Society is also used for the flood management. This type of floods and coming to landslides, this movement of earthy materials like concrete rock, mud, soil, it should be debris from passing from high level to low level. This is called landslide. What are the causes of landslides? Movement of heavy vehicles on that unstable slopy regions. This is the one of the main cause. And after that, this landslide should be formed by earthquakes, shocks, vibrations, and cyclones. You should have to forming the landslides. What are the effects of landslide? Blocking the roads and divert the passages and divert the water and divert the ways, and soil erosion maybe increases, and it causes the damage to houses, crops, and all living on the particular mountains. This type of. And coming to earthquake, earthquake means it is a sudden vibration. It is caused to its earth surface within the sudden release of the tremendous energy stored works under the earth crust. Here, the causes. What are the causes of the earthquakes? It is the disequilibrium in any part of the earth crust and underground nuclear testing and decreasing the underground water level. So, see, this type of earthquakes, the area of the land should be divided into two parts. In this part, the main crack will be developed on the particular level surface. In this level surface, the underground, the tectonic plates will be moving in the unequal force. So, in this situation, that crack will be raised up to top surface of that land. This top surface should be clearly visible to the forming a crack. What are the effects? Effects of the earthquakes damage the settlements and the transport system. This is the main effect. And after that, collapse the houses and their structures, and a deformation of ground surface, and tsunamis. Tsunami, it is nothing but the earthquake should be formed in the water surfaces. And droughts, what is the drought? It is a lack of water. Okay, it is occurring, it is an event. It is the intensity of rainfall, it is very low, and the average rainfall should be maintained very low. In that situation, the forming a drought is very frequent. This lower than the average precipitation, season, like summer season, the rainfall is very low. In the situation, some of the droughts may be present in that particular scenario. After that, the droughts can be delayed in the rainy season, and in this particular period, the water are not available in that particular situation. This type of droughts may be developed. And after that, tsunami, it is a gigantic water waves, and it should be forming a large earthquake on the water bodies, and this type of tsunamis destroy all the society related and socio economic activities. It should be disturbed. And cyclone. Cyclone means it is the spinning storm. It should be rated around the low pressure acting on that scenario where the atmospheric pressure maintaining is very low. In that situation, the cyclone will be formed. Here considered tropical cyclones and anti-tropical. The cyclone should be rotated in the tropical region, that is called tropical. And what are the causes by the cyclones? Cyclones is strong winds. Okay, and it rotates the very strong, very high severe pressure, and it is very strong winds may be damage installations and communication systems and trees, etc. Heavy rains due to cyclones also. And after that, heat waves. Heat waves means the temperature, maintaining of the temperature is very high. In that particular scenario, it is a prolonged period of excessive heat. It often accompanied by the excessive humidity. In that scene, the weather is noticeably warmer than the normal for the time of year and climate. Compared to winter and summer season, the summer season temperature humidity are very high compared to winter season. Develop slowly and kills the animals and people should not maintain proper humidity. This type of heat wave should be maintained. See here, the in that particular scenario, the average temperature may be maintained more than 50 degrees centigrade. Normal, one human should be capable to living the good temperature is 40 degrees or 20 to 40 degrees in between only. But in that heat waves produced temperature is very high compared to normal. So this type of temperature will be very high. We are forming the health issues also, like warm things and fever and some some suffering sunstrokes. This type of impacts may be occurred. Cold waves, that is quite opposite to heat waves. In that cold waves, temperature will be should not very low, like winter season in early morning or early night. The temperature of that humidity is very low. Cold waves effects from large areas like blizzards and ice storms and other winter hazards. Meteorological measures cold waves by the departure from the normal temperature. A cold wave develops the cold air masses over the large area. The cold air masses transport a little moisture. Precipitations occur, snow and sleet due to temperature below freezing that point. Um, Cold waves can also accompanied by strong wind. Such phenomena is called windstorms. And cold polar and Arctic air masses relatively shallow extend 1 of several kilometers in that particular area. And thunderstorms, it is a localized storms which is accompanied with lightning and thunder and often bring heavy rainfall, hail and as well strong gusty winds. Typical thunderstorms 5 km in a diameter. And after that, last of that average 30 minutes, although some of them may last longer. All thunderstorms are very dangerous. In that electricity situation, that thunderstorms are passes a very high frequency temperature and high power electrons. These electrons may be affected first of all very tall structures like very tall buildings or trees or any poles. This type of structures may be uh, affected by the thunderstorms primary. These all are included in the natural disasters. In here, the involvement of human is not necessary, but this type of disasters may be frequently occurs. This type of disasters may be occurred in the loss of life and loss of humans and loss of animals' life and health issues, and this type of actions repeatedly occurred. But in this situation, in the situation, the Disaster Management Act, like NMDC, National Meteorological Department, it should be formed in 2005. This ministry was take up of the all the recovery agents and retrofitting precautions and repairing of that all the environmental situations. These all are capable to where the floods or where the natural disasters are occurred. This type of particular locations, it should be studied, and based on that feedback, uh, the resources should be newly developed or existing structures have to be rehabilitated, and they are providing the temporary shelters or permanent shelters, and what is the land they lost that people, they should be capable, and how much area affected on that particular scenario, that should be calculated, and economical point of view like roads, structures, bridges, these all are destroyed due to any particular natural disasters. These all are comes under natural disasters only. These all are take up of the NMDC. This is the separate ministry to maintain the this type of problems, and all these problems you should be capable to survive the people in that particular locations. This type of situations may be developed frequently in that present scenario. In the worldwide, the amount of producing this type of natural disasters very very high. In the China, America, and northern regions, the earthquakes are cyclones should be formed frequently, and the loss of people and loss of life is very high, and this type of scenarios are frequently occurred. Okay, and vulnerability means effects of that disaster, and what is the impact, and how to it measure, and how to it mitigate that if, like structures. This all are comes under this topic. Okay, thank you, thank you students.